Hello everyone. Welcome back to the series of SAP BODS. Till now we learned how to read the data from a flat file using data services. What if I want to write the data? That means I want to load the data into a flat file. How to do that? Let's see. Let's go inside our workflow and utilize this data flow that we have created to load the data from a flat file into a template table. This data which is loaded into a template table, I'll be loading the same data into a flat file. But before that, I need to create the structure. So how to create the structure? You go to Formats, Flat Files, and click New. Let's give the structure name, Customer, and the root directory, the path, wherein I'll be creating my file. The file name I want to create it will be customer underscore output. And it's a txt file, so I'll be giving it .txt extension. I want the file to be a tab delimited file. And of course, along with the records, I want the field names to be written on the first row. So for that, I'll give write row header as yes. But what about the structure? What about the field names? I don't have that. What if I get those field names dynamically? There are two ways, either enter manually or create dynamically. How to create dynamically? Let's utilize the functionality of query transform. But this time I don't want to give the root directory as a hard-coded value. I want to utilize the functionality of variables. So let's learn what is a variable. I go to my job, I call a script. Let me call a script. But I need to create a variable first. Variable in data services are of two types, local and global. Global variables are the ones that are created at the job level and can be used across your job. But local variables are restricted to a specific flow. Example, if I create a local variable for this workflow, then it means inside all the data flows, I can use that particular local variable. But if there is a global variable, I can use it across as many workflows as I want. Suppose if you have one more workflow, you have to create a separate local variable for that. So why to go for local variable when we can do our work using global variable? So let's create a global variable that will store my path. Here is my script. The global variable will store the path and I'll be giving a print statement just to check what my path is. I cannot connect a script and a workflow in parallel. However, I can make this connection in parallel if I place this script inside a workflow. But as of now, let's not do that and directly connect them. I want to show you one more functionality. I'll not be copy pasting it. Let me cut it and call it here. As you know that this script I'll be utilizing for this data flow. For these two data flows, I don't want to utilize this script. But is this connection valid? Let's check. It gives an error. It's not allowed. So it means there are two options. Either connect all of them in serial or remove this script from here and call it outside. I think I lost it. It seems I need to create it again. I might have deleted it mistakenly. Let me create it again. I already have my variable created. I'll be passing this path inside my structure. I'll show you how. Just wait. Now let's create our structure dynamically. I go to query, I right click on this query and I go to create file format. As you can see, all the field names got populated automatically. This is the best feature of query transform and you can utilize it to create file format as a target. Let's give the name root directory. Let's not hard code this value. Let's give a variable. Just now I created a variable. It was dollar $GV. Here it is. And the file name. Let me give the file name as it's a txt file and a tab delimited file. I want the field names to be the headers. So you set it to yes. That means right row header is set as yes. I have my structure now ready. Let's call this a structure and place it here inside the workspace. Let's execute this job and see how it works. As you can see, file path is this. Workflow is completed successfully, job is completed successfully. Let's check. Let's go to our path. I have my file ready, customer underscore output. This is what my file is, and this is what my data is actually. So whatever data which is loaded inside this template table, those same records have flown to this output file. I don't want the file to be normal. I want the file which should have some starting lines or some ending lines, some starting characters should be there. So how to achieve that? There's a functionality which is known as end of file, beginning of file. What it is? I go to edit and I change my style. I give it as BOF and EOF. So the values which I'll give for these markers, say beginning of file, I'll give it as this is my file, in my file. Let's do save and close. Let's close our file and trigger the job again and see what happens. Let's open this file once. Okay, I found this is my file, the beginning of file marker, and at the end I should get something written as end of file. Okay, and my file. So this is what the functionalities of BOF and EOF. You might get these kind of requirements in your real-time project wherein the client might ask you to write some values or some sentences in your file. So as you know, if you have source and target as a database and you go and check your SQL generation, you find there is an SQL statement like I showed you in the previous job. But what if I have a file and I'm loading the data in a template? Please ignore this as of now. Will I get some SQL statement? Let's see. You go to validation, display optimized. No, it's not possible because this time you are having a file in your workspace or in your data flow. So that's it for this session. Hope you liked it. If you have time, do join me the next session. See you. Thanks.